March 6, 2023, our bi-weekly cover crop check. We're just south of the Dodge County Fairgrounds on a healthy soil, healthy grower water participant at the spot where we're usually standing at for our flags. So our weeks, we are in week 36 since the first cover crop has been planted. We'll get into that in just a little bit. We're going to look at it, and it's annual ryegrass. And we got some rape there as well too, and it's 17 weeks since this, probably 18 weeks since this corn's been harvested, 18 or 17, and 17 weeks since that second cover crop has been planted, which is a rye. We'll get into that. So weather in the last 2 weeks, we had some snow and it melted. We've had like an 1.5 inch rain event. We still haven't had any frost in the ground, so we're probably not going to have any in the ground this year. But where the snow was really high, where these stalks are high, I guess I should say, we had 13 plus inches of snow. There's never any frost in the ground, and today again we just dug real easily into the ground. Okay, we'll show you some of the cover crops. So I got to go back and look at past year's videos, but being that the ground didn't freeze this year, or very little, it's been warm. So this is annual ryegrass. You can still see that it's in a row. All this grass here we can see, that's annual ryegrass. So that's 36 weeks old. It's been 36 weeks since that's been planted. It's kind of like that freeze-dried type look, if you want to see it, but you can still see it's still green yet. This is kale or rape. This is freeze-dried. Just every year we've seen, since we've been shooting the videos, this is what this rape, this is what the rape looks like. It's freeze-dried. This is a clover plant that's 36 weeks old. There's nodules in on these clover plants. And I think that's it for 36 weeks old. And this is the cereal rye that was planted 17 weeks ago. We can see it in a roll. It just got planted late, and it was cool, later than what we wanted to. It was just cool, so we just didn't have much growth here compared to what we had other years. This is all this residue. This was wheat last year, and no-till corn planted in, and we're going to have soybeans planted into this, all no-till. And this other species that was planted right here, this is a grass crop. This is volunteer corn, so we know we're going to have some of those issues growing in our corn, so we'll have to put some select in to take care of the volunteer corn that's in here. Okay, our digging that we did. So last week I had mentioned that there's some there's earthworms, some little bitty white worms. We've got a bag. We're going to send it into the UW lab, and I don't know if we can see it in the. Yeah, there's one in there. I'm not sure we can really see it in the video or not. So that one's going to go to the lab. There's like 4 other ones in here. We're going to send this into the lab. So those are what I've been told on video from other people is that those are actually potworms. So they're not earthworms. So I misspoke on that. So we're going to send them in the lab. We're going to find out for sure. We dug into the soil real easily. Just boom, shovel went right in the ground. There was one earthworm that was hanging around here, and it's probably in here somewhere, not too far. This is one of the rye roots, or rye plants, I guess I should say, cereal rye that was planted just 17 weeks ago, and the roots are probably 5. I don't know if we got 6 inches tall or lengthwise on there. Only 1 inch of growth up on the top. Other years when we had just a little bit more heat after the rye was planted, I know we've had maybe roots maybe this far or maybe that far. I'll go back and look at some old videos and maybe do some comparison. But anyway, so this is what we got for roots. A earthworm channel that we saw was just another one here, just a huge earthworm. It's almost about the size of, I just broke that apart. It's almost about the size of this, like this corn stalk, where it's hollowed out. So there was a little earthworm in here, but there was for sure a bigger earthworm that would have made that channel. Here we go. So probably like an inch, maybe 1.5 inches. Just a young little earthworm that we did find in here. So anyways, I'll step to the side and we'll shoot a video going down the corn. We got a little bit of snow last night. We had a dusting of snow, maybe 1 inch of it accumulated somewhere. Temperature right now is like 38 degrees. So this snow by the end of the day today will be melted. unfortunately, just too warm.